Hey folks, how y'all doing? So, haven't uploaded a sort of state of the channel type thing in a long time. God, it's been a while. Yeah. So, yeah, we're I there's a previous upload of this that didn't work well, so I'm re-recording this just so you know, in case you happen to see the brief version that went boop poof. But yeah, so yeah, basically, I figured it was just wanted to update sort of state of what's being uploaded to the channel, what's going on with various things that I used to be uploading fairly regularly, and what's going to be coming up in the near future. Just because I'm going to be testing out some new stuff on the channel, and yeah. So, but first to the old stuff that usually gets uploaded. Three Men and an Anime will continue to be uploaded whenever we finish a series. Next episode should be not this week, but the week after. We're about a third of the way through Mobile Gundam's 8th MS team, so we should be done in 2 weeks from now. We'll be doing the next third this Saturday, and then finishing it off next Saturday, and then recording the next Tuesday, so the following Tuesday. So it'll be about 2 weeks, 2.5 weeks before we get the next episode of Three Men and Anime up. Surly Grognards is on an indefinite hiatus at this point. Realistically, Eric and I really don't have a lot to talk about tabletop gaming, and just gaming wise, that we haven't rehashed about 500 times at this. Well, about 100 times at this point, realistically. So we're kind of on hiatus until we can come up with a new angle for the show. Find a new way to handle things more regularly. Part of the problem also is honestly, due to the pandemic and a lot of other stuff, we're just not doing as much tabletop gaming these days. Let's be real. That also ties into one of the other things that's not getting uploaded regularly right now, and I'll get to that. So Eric and I don't have as much to talk about tabletop gaming wise, and just gaming wise in general. So that we haven't like literally gone over a whole bunch. So yeah, Grognard is on hiatus until we come up with a new thing to do with it, or we get more tabletop gaming going again, or what have you. Tabletop gaming wise, yeah, I'm sort of still in that state where I'm just not really in the right headspace to game master. So I'm not running anything right now. I'm playing in a roughly weekly Feng Shui Second Edition game that I have with my friends from back in Boston. That's not something we record or anything like that, so I really can't really upload that. And yeah, so that's not good. That's wouldn't go on the channel. It's not my thing. So I know there's some discussion amongst my usual crew here that I upload here about someone else running the game. Maybe there's some talk that we've done some sort of initial bit of work on it, but it's not going anywhere fast, and that's understandable. I'd love to play another game, but so odds are we won't be doing a whole lot until I get myself back into the right creative headspace to game master. And one of the things I'm going to be upcoming on the stream is tied to that. That which is in fact one of the things I've been working on is and part of what's going to be going on stream is some of the results of what I've been working on with this. A while back, like at least a year ago, probably longer, I picked up a copy of WWE 2K19. Largely because I've enjoyed. I sort of discovered the 2K series of WWE wrestling games through eFeds, specifically WV, WVCGW, VCGW, Video Game Championship Wrestling. WVCW, also the women's version. Uh, Baza and et al. Did a great job with those. It was a lot of fun. I'm still watching a few eFeds here and there. Notably Takahata 101 and Edward Bosco's Multiverse Nexus Wrestling channels. There are a couple others tied into that also. But those are the two I watch the most often. I've watched a bit of Distortion Devil's thingy brain Roll Initiative Wrestling, RIW. All of them are a lot of fun. And before I even started watching those guys, I'd sort of been toying with my own eFed idea that I've been percolating in the back of my head for a while. Really started percolating when my friend Nick was doing EMW, Extreme Manga Wrestling. He was sort of his own little sort of eFed thing that was going for a while. That was goofy fun, great stuff. Nick did a great job with it, and he's sort of quasi doing a sort of reboot of it. Not quite as involved as it used to be. But yeah, so I'm toying with doing my own thing. It'll probably combine my love of pro wrestling. I'm not as big a fan of pro wrestling as I used to be, but I still enjoy it, and I enjoy some of the concepts behind it. And I've been noodling on blending those with some of my other things I really enjoy, most notably superheroes. And we'll see about that. I've got a sort of pseudo notion concept for this. I'll go into that some other time, but that's what's going to be going on. There'll be some. I'm hoping to do some EFED stuff for the channel. Now, before the EFED actually starts, because I'm not there yet, but I'm at the point now where I can do testing with my a bunch of my wrestlers that I've built in 2K19, and that's what's going to be going up in the near future. Probably the first thing that'll be going up will be going up later tonight or tomorrow morning. So I've got a stable of about 10 male wrestlers, 9 female. That I'm working on a 10th female wrestler right now. I won't start the event until I'm about 12 and 12 right now. I might go a bit bigger. We'll see. But that's sort of where I'm aiming for. And then I got to come up with a couple of concepts for it. I'm debating how I want to handle promos because I might be able to do a crappy job for the male wrestlers. I don't think I could realistically do a reasonable thing for the female wrestlers. My voice just doesn't go into anything resembling that right vocal range. So I'm noodling on ideas. So I'd like to have something like that. Odds are we'll try to come up with a way to do text promos on stream, put text promos on stream for them, so you guys can read them, and I'll probably read them out as a narrator. As to sort of play-by-play commentary for the matches, I am not good at that sort of thing. That's not my style. That's not in my wheelhouse as a I guess actor, kind of. Not really. I mean, I'm a game master. I have some good, decent improv skills. I used to do a little bit of stage acting way back in the day, but I'm just not used to calling wrestling matches, shall we say. I don't know all the move names. Despite the fact that I've enjoyed wrestling for a long time, there's so many moves in wrestling, so many. So I've come up with a couple of options. One of which is I've got an in-universe for the Wrestling Federation excuse for using the in-game announcers, which they suck. They're really bad in 2K19. They are not good. They've never been good in any of the 2K games, and they're bad in 2K19 too. But I've got an in-universe explanation for why they're there and why they suck. But the other option is to call it myself and do a bad job at it. But I've got an in-game and doing a bad job at the start at least, and hopefully get better as I go. And I've got an in-game universe explanation for that too, which I think might be funnier. And it will involve me sort of playing a character, so we'll see. I'm not sure about that yet. I'll be voicing at least, if I do that, I'll be voicing at least 2 characters during the thing. The general manager equivalent. It's the other one. I've got plans, as I said. So the first thing that'll be going up will be either later tonight or tomorrow morning. Will be a 8-man tournament for the men's division. There'll be an 8-woman tournament for the women's division going up either the next day. So basically, either tonight or tomorrow morning will be the men's tournament, because that's the first thing I got. First thing that happened. I'm getting that. Right now, I'm either I'm fighting with Twitch's highlight system to try to get them highlighted. If that doesn't work, I'm going to have to download and manually edit them on my computer using video editing software. But that's arguably probably a better way to do it anyways. It's just slower. Slower if Twitch is not working properly, which it's not right now. But yeah, so men's tournament this morning, the first thing to go up. Women's tournament the day after, roughly the day after. After that, there's a men's fatal 4-way that'll go up after that, and a women's elimination chamber match after that. That's the first chunk of stuff I've got. It's all test matches where I'm testing out the wrestlers. I'm fairly pleased with the designs of most of them, the way they look and their entrances and such. Not everything's perfect there on those yet, but I'm pretty happy with most of that. I'm reasonably happy with the movesets and how they're working so far in the ring, but they need more testing. They need more testing against each other to get the right balance. Because some of the wrestlers I need to tweak down their abilities slightly because they're a little... There's one wrestler in particular that needs tuning down a little bit, I think, in some way, or juggling around so he's not quite as effective. And there are a couple I might want to see if I can make a little bit better. I've got rules in place for how I'm doing this and such, so I want to stick within a certain rule set. But yeah, so I'm not gonna be and I'm not gonna have the crazy editing Bosco does, and I'm not a voice. I can't do voices the way Bosco or Takahata can. They're excellent. They do great stuff. I'm just a schmuck who runs games occasionally on the internet. I've been told I have a decent voice, but I'm not a voice actor. Like, that's just the thing. I don't do voices really. I do bad accents occasionally. At any rate, moot point though. That's irrelevant really. Where was I going with all this? Oh right, yeah. So that's going up. Other than that, I'll be getting back to the Pokemon playthrough, and I'll hopefully be uploading that at some point. I think I was uploading that. I'll have to double check my. Hang on. I'm being dumb. Oh, right. Yeah, okay. I was looking at stuff that's been uploaded recently. I've not been uploading the Pokemon thing. I was uploading Mass Effect. Okay, so here's the deal with Mass Effect. Mass Effect's on hiatus right now because I knew the Legendary Edition was coming out. I didn't realize I was going to be taking a break from Mass Effect that long enough that I'm kind of tempted to actually just wait till Mass Effect Legendary Edition comes out and just play all the games through Legendary Edition because I think that'll be a better experience. So I may be restarting the Mass Effect. I'm planning right now to restart the Mass Effect playthrough once that's finished. I will probably be getting a Pokemon thing to upload onto the channel at some point. A randomized run of something. I'm currently doing a randomized Heart Gold run on stream, but I've not been uploading that. If you guys want to see that, let me know. I will go back and highlight the old stuff and upload the highlights to the channel. The stream archives. If you guys want that, just let me know in comments below. If you guys, Pokemon there'll be some sort of Pokemon thing that'll be going up on the channel eventually. Mass Effect will be going up once the Legendary Edition's out. There are a couple other games I'll be uploading. Basically, once I need to get back into a weekly playing regularly on an ongoing thing that I want to upload to the channel on stream. That's gonna probably get back to that. I'll probably get back to doing something related to that next week. I'm hoping maybe the week after. We'll see. But in the meantime, the the wrestling stuff's gonna be going up at a minimum. We'll be getting some Pokemon up at some point. And if and when I get back to tabletop gaming, that will get up on the channel also. Obviously, that's. But yeah. Other than that, I think there's something else. Oh right, yeah. If you guys have questions you'd like me to answer about tabletop gaming, video games, what I'm doing, I guess pro wrestling. If you've got questions about that, about my takes on some of that in there, I have bad takes about everything. I basically won't about the only things I won't be answering questions about is sort of personal life stuff, politics, religion, the usual stuff. I have opinions on that. You probably can deduce some of that from things I've said during Grognards or 3MA or the tabletop games. But I'm not going to get really into deep discussions about that on the channel. That's not really what this channel is about. But you can infer probably where I stand on a lot of that shit. But that's irrelevant anyways. But if you got questions about gaming and stuff, ask away. I'll answer it. And my politics, my takes on some of that stuff might leak into that because everything's political, guys. Hate to say it. Anywho, but yeah, if you got questions, please ask. I'd like to do a question video every now and then. There's a way to sort of give you guys something on the channel that's not just me playing video games until I get back to doing tabletop games or the 3MA podcast, the 3MA podcast is a lot of fun. I'd love to give you guys more sort of content of some sort. It's me talking about stuff, but I don't know what I'd want to talk about. So if you got ideas for that, let me know. Some of you guys want to hear, post in the channel, the comments below. So feedback, comments, all that usual jazz. I'd love to hear it. But yeah. So again, to reiterate, 3MA is going to be going up whenever an episode's ready. We'll be getting at least one thing regarding to the video game wrestling thing, at least one thing a week, probably a bit more until while I'm doing testing. Mass Effect will be coming back once Legendary Edition's out. Pokemon will be coming up once I start a new run. And if you guys really want to see the current Heart Gold run, let me know and I'll go see if I can get. I think I've got most of the old stuff of that highlighted, so I should be able to upload. I should be able to just export that from Twitch to YouTube. So if you guys want it, I'll upload that happily. Like if you guys want to see it, I'll upload it in a stream a week, the stream archive a week to it. So or more often if you really want it more often. But each one of those is like a 4-hour stream. So anywho, that's gonna do it for this little video. Thank you guys so much for listening. I hope this was helpful. Hope you guys found this interesting. Yeah. Oh, actually, you know what? Before we go, one last thing I want to talk about. Sort of want to go over because I do have tabletop RPG ideas floating in the back of my head that might make it on stream. That I might, if and when I get back to running tabletop, one of these things is likely going to be what's going to I'm going to be doing. Tower of Ivory, probably get back to. I want to get back to that at some point. I'm just not sure I'll be able to. We'll see. I kind of want to do. I really want to do a Star Trek Adventures game at some point. I've had a notion for one. Basic premise: crew of basically a TOS era crew, Federation crew, and basically a crew of ensigns on a trading cruise round about the time of Star Trek VI. On a trading cruise on Miranda, they are bushwhacked by some General Chang loyalists on a D7, on a bird of prey, in a system that they're mapping out because there's a stellar anomaly. Bad shit happens, both ships are wrecked and fall through a wormhole. The survivors basically have to work together to salvage what's left of the two ships to get something functional to get them back home, assuming they can find their way back. That's the basic premise. So it'll be a mixed Klingon-fed crew trying to learn how to get along and get home because they don't know where or when they are. They're lost. So, yeah, that's concept one. Campaign idea 2 is a fantasy world I've been working on and off for 3 years now. It was going to be a 5th Ed campaign, 5th Ed D&D campaign. I am seriously considering making changes to it to adapt it to 2nd Edition Pathfinder, which I've been reading through, and like a lot of it conceptually, I just am not sure how well I'll be able to run it until I've not had a chance to run it yet or play it, so I'd like to do that before it's possible that I'll just get to the point where the game's ready to go, and I'll just run it. And I'll learn the system as I'm running it. That I've done that before. That's what I did with 4th Edition. That's what I did with virtually every version of every game I've run, honestly. It's very rare that I get to play a game before I run it. So, but it's a fantasy world I've been working on. Some influences from it, some of the influences that are on it actually are tied into the most recent episode of 3 Men and an Anime. I was talking about that during the episode, and that's the world I'm working on. Restaurant of the World has had some influence on the world I'm working on, so that's a possibility. The third one I'm thinking about, and this is what I love the concept of, and don't know what that was. Program was done. Oh, I know what that was. Sorry about the audio cue there, but anyways, back to what I was saying. That actually was, I don't know what that was. Whatever, I'll figure it out later. Distracted. Oh, right, yeah. So the last thing is I love this conceptually. I just have no idea what system I want to run it in. The idea is basically, if you're aware of the TV series Leverage, the concept is basically what if Leverage, but in the Shadowrun setting. So you've got basically a team of criminals and con artists, criminals, guys, and working together to help out the little guy against the megacorps, the politicians, the wealthy, etc. it's leverage, but in Shadowrun because that actually just jives. It fits the ethos perfectly. The problem is I don't want to run it using the Shadowrun system because while it's a good system, it's not the style of system I want to use for this style of game. It's a little too mechanically crunchy for what I want to do. It's not a bad thing. It's a good system. I enjoy it, but doesn't fit what I want to do, and I'm trying to find what system I want to use for it. It's very frustrating. So I'm going to look into it. If one of those three is likely to be the next tabletop game that's popping up on stream. Yeah. Although that I'm running. If someone else, if one of the rest of the crew is running something, who knows what it'll be. All I know is I know that someone has come up with an idea for something. We have no idea if it'll actually be able to happen because just scheduling and timing. If it does, I actually have a character idea for it, and it should be fun. All I can say is, if you go by internet sort of opinion on this, I will be playing what should be the most boring character ever, and I'm doing it entirely to spite y'all, because human fighters don't have to be boring, you fuckers. Anywho, that's gonna do it for now, guys. Thank you for listening. This went longer than I was planning on, but whatever. Enjoy, and hopefully later tonight, the men's tournament will be going up. So enjoy that. It's an hour of stupid AI wrestling going bonk, 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 and someone falls over. It's better than that. It's actually kind of fun, honestly. I had a lot of fun while I got a chance to do that while chatting with Nick Freeman. Nick and I had a lot of fun chatting and watching this, so watch and enjoy. Anyways, that's going to do it for now, guys. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys real soon. Bye, everybody.